Hello, everyone. I'm Vic Kester along with Jim Foley, Jim Hermanson, and Bob Corey to bring you another exciting edition of Falmouth Clipper Hockey. Today's contest will be between the Falmouth Clippers and the arch-rival Barnstable Red Raiders. And the Clippers coming in on quite a high here as they've been on quite a winning streak here recently, Jim.
Yeah, Falmouth has had a great season so far. After starting out 1-3 at the beginning of the season, they've roared back for 11 straight wins. The record now is 12-3, with Barnstable sporting a 3-11-1 record, which has been kind of a disappointing season for Barnstable. Should be an interesting matchup. The arena is absolutely filling up to capacity, and of course, it's indicative of the Falmouth-Barnstable rivalry.
All right, so we're going to look for some big things here today. Although Barnstable coming in with that 3-11 record, I would look for them to really come out full force and see if they can't disrupt this winning streak that the Clippers are on right now.
I think Barnstable will come out with a big rush to try to run Falmouth out of the building. Most visiting teams will try to do that. The fellow to watch for Barnstable is Chris Graham, number 12, senior forward, top scorer for Barnstable this year with an 11-goal, 5 assists, total of 16 points. For Falmouth, Mike Richards is the top goal scorer with 16 goals, 9 assists for 25 points. Top point getter is Jason Remiza with 27 points, sporting 12 goals, 15 assists, and a total of 27 points. So this should be an interesting matchup here this afternoon.
All right, and just as a quick rundown here for players on the Clippers side, number 1, senior netminder Eric Ayers. Number 2 is Eric Remiza. Number 3, co-captain Kevin Creighton. Number 4 is co-captain Steve Colonna. Number 5, Jimmy Cummings. Number 6 is sophomore Andy Dratch. Number 7, Jason Remiza. Number 8 is Dan DeMellon. Number 9, Mike Richards, who we just spoke of a moment ago. Number 10 is big tough Brett O'Keefe. Number 11, always tough defenseman Pat Joyce. Number 12 is Pat Kirby. Number 11, Paul LaRusso. I'm sorry, number 13 is Paul LaRusso. Number 14 is Jimmy Coyne. Number 15, Matt Plant. Number 16, and you really got to look out for him, is Josh Perry. Number 17, Josh Stone. Number 18 is Andy Sabins. Number 19, Jason Powell. Number 20, Matt Sutherland. Number 21, Mike Pierce. Number 22, and improving with every game, is Josh Frias. Number 23, up from the JV squad today, is Chris Charbonneau. Number 24 is Ryan DeTascio, and 25 is David Harrington. We'll just take a listen here as they announce the Red Raiders.
Number 7, Adam Chase. Number 12, Chris Graham. Number 19, Luke Sicilian. For the Falmouth Clippers, starting at net, Eric Ayers. On the bench, number 6, Andy Dratch. Number 22, Josh Frias. Number 3, Evan Creighton. Number 7, Jason Remiza. And number 16, Josh Perry. And the rest of the Falmouth Clippers.
Well, I see the excellent play, Jim, has gained Josh Frias a starting job here on the first line, and we'll get into that a little bit more right after the national anthem here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to draw your attention. We'd like to have a statement from the athletic director of Falmouth High School, Dr. Donald Friedman. The principal and athletic directors of Barnstable and Falmouth High Schools would like to express our concerns about the proper display of sportsmanship. Fans at recent Barnstable Falmouth hockey games have shown poor sportsmanship that will not be tolerated. The antics in the stands are not fair to the players and coaches from both schools who have worked very hard. The focus of attention should be on the game on the ice. We request that all cheering be supported and spectators are reminded that there will be no taunting, jeering, or downgrading of opposing spectators or schools, as well as the opposing players, coaches, or officials. Cheer as loud and as hard as you'd like in support of your team, but refrain from cheering against the opposing team. Any violations of good sportsmanship by fans will result in their ejection from the ice arena. Let's make this contest a positive experience for all concerned. Thanks for your cooperation.
We thank you, Dr. Friedman. And now, ladies and gentlemen, everyone stand for the playing of our national anthem.
Jim, it would appear that the stage is set here for the big match between arch rivals, Falmouth Clippers and the Barnstable Red Raiders.
Yeah, we've got Eric Ayers in net today. Eric is sporting a .80 goals against average. His save percentage is huge. It's .93. That's a very, very solid season so far for Eric. And with the lack of scoring punch by Barnstable High School, they're not showing the propensity to really put the puck in the net. Hopefully, this should be a good day for Eric, providing that the Falmouth defense can keep Barnstable out of the offensive zone.
Well, I'm already with the call of the starting lineup here. On the first line for the Clippers, it looked as though Kevin Creighton, co-captain, along with Steve Colonna, came out there fired up, ready to go, and he wants big things to happen here for his teammate and just in his entire team here today against the Raiders.
Yeah, it looks like Falmouth is ready to play. It should be a spirited game. The fans are ready, and the referee is just about ready to drop the puck.
Okay, facing off for the Clippers now, center ice will be Kevin Creighton out there with Josh Perry, Jason Remiser, Andy Dratch, and Josh Frias in the defensive positions. And as we stated before, senior netminder Eric Ayers in the net. Red Raiders now clearing in the Falmouth zone. Going in behind Ayers, he stops it and leaves it there for Dratch. Dratch with the puck now on the far side. And he throws it over here, trying to catch up with Josh Perry and clear the zone. Can't quite do it. Heavy hit there as Kevin Creighton was buried by Adam Chase of the Raiders. Puck now in the Barnstable end. Rush coming over on the far side. Shot cleared aside by Azzy. Josh Frias now in the corner. He's jamming along the boards there with a Raider. Puck slid across over to the far side and pushed back into the corner now. Andy Dratch behind his own net. Trying to find a side to come out on, and just lost the puck. Fortunately, was able to catch up with it very dangerously, coming out in front of the net there. And right now, the Clippers having a little bit of a hard time getting the puck out of their own zone, Jim.
Yeah, Barnstable's come out very strong here and really taking the body quite adequately and forcing Falmouth into a lot of errant passes.
And the puck cleared in by Jason Remiser up around the dasher and out. And the face-off will come outside the Barnstable zone and to the left of netminder Jared Dwyer, I believe that is. He's a co-captain for the Raider team. And I'm sorry, that face-off will be inside as the initial shot came from inside the Raider zone. Mike Richards for Falmouth facing off now. Puck coming over here to the near side and just clears the zone. Number 11 there for the Raiders, clearing over to the far side. Steve Colonna with the puck behind the Raider net now. Trying to clear it up front, right there! And goal by number 2, Eric Miser, as Steve Colonna just sat back there
defenseman skated behind the net, held the puck, which seemed like a terribly long time, and then threw out a beautiful pass to the goal scorer.
So right now, that's going to put the Clippers up 1-0 with about 13 and a half minutes left in the first period. Puck now going in behind the Raider net. Brett O'Keefe battling back there along with Pat Kirby. Brett O'Keefe skates away with it now, right out front, and just loosely in the slot, picked up now by a Raider. Up over the far side, going into the Falmouth end. Into the far corner now, being pestered by Dan DeMellon, and taken down heavy over there. And no call as he got up a little bit high on that check, but got away with one there. Dan DeMellon now picks it up for the Clippers up on the far side. Raiders intercept and kick it back into the Falmouth end. Going for it there. Cleared up over here to Josh Perry, and Josh just able to elude a check there and clears it all the way down into the Raider end. I believe that's going to be an offside, as one of the Clippers was unable to clear the zone.
Eric Miser did a great job on that first goal for Falmouth, setting up on the right-hand side of the net. He had a stick on the ice. He was waiting for the pass. Steve Colonna just took his time, waited for the defenseman to clear, slipped the puck across the net, and it was a wide-open net for Eric. Great shot.
And right off the face-off by Kevin Creighton, the puck went out of the playing area, and the face-off will once again come outside the Barnstable zone. I also noticed here, Jim, I saw Chris Charbonneau was up, but it looks to be number 30, and I believe number 30 is worn by Barry Joyce down on the JV level. So right now, doing a little bit of time here for the Clippers in the defensive position on the varsity. Jason Miser now taking the corner, battling and jamming along the boards. Picked up now by Kevin Creighton. He loses. Raiders breaking out of their own zone now, right underneath us. Trying to clear across. Barry Joyce able to stop it there, and he takes a heavy hit into the boards. Nice centering pass there, just broken up by Kevin Creighton. Jason Miser now battling over on the far side. Kevin Creighton coming in to help now, and Jason's going to be able to skate it across. Puck coming out to the far side now. Josh Perry going for it. Just cleared back to center ice. Raiders take over there as Clippers will change up a couple lines. Barry Joyce with a charge, and he just throws it into the Raider end to the right of the netminder. Going in there, Eric Miser now. Mike Richards back to Eric Miser behind the net in the slot, wide open, and just wide was Steve Colonna as he was coming in through the slot position and just got it deflected wide. Puck now, Pat Joyce over the far side. Shoots it into the corner here on the side. Going for it, Eric Miser for the Clippers. Trying to keep it in along the boards, and just kept in by Mike Richards. He's going to the wide slot, and a shot that's a save. Raiders now breaking out here center ice. Taken out of the play by Mike Richards. Barry Joyce picks up the puck here into his own zone. And cleared across over to the far side. Pat Joyce kicking it up. Taken there by Adam Chase. Chase throws it over here to the far side. Nick Murphy, and that one, I believe he backhanded it right out of the stadium here.
I tell you, Vic, this is not a walk in the park today. These boys better keep their heads up. There's a lot of very hard hitting going on against the boards, and when they're coming across the line with the puck, they better be watching for the opponents taking a run at them. This is a great hard hitting game.
Well, I'd almost look for maybe the coaching staff for the Clippers to see if they can't get them out of the hitting game. The Clippers, believe me, can hit with the best of them, but I think if they play that hitting game with the Raiders, they're going to be playing into the Raiders' hands, whereas the Clippers have the talent in their 3 and 4 lines to really skate past any team in this league, I believe.
And just to show you their confidence in bringing up the JV boys, so I mean, those fellows are playing excellent too.
Hey, Josh Reus able to keep it in along the point here. Doing a nice job, moves around a couple of Raiders now, and a centering pass, nobody there. Paulo Russo on the far side. And Pat Kirby falls down. Brett O'Keefe has it now. Moves by a couple of Raiders, picked up again by Pat Kirby, and doing a nice job behind the Raider net. And Brett O'Keefe once again with it, back to Pat Kirby. Can't connect with anybody, intercepted there by a Raider now. Taken out here by number 18. That's Chris Ross. Clears it into the Falmouth end. Dratch with it there. Trying to connect on the far side with LaRusso. Can't do it. Kept in by the Raiders. And a weak shot that went all the way to Ayers. He kicks it aside for Josh Frias. Frias now clears his own to center ice. And the Clippers will be changing on the fly there. Dratch with the puck now on his own end. He's got Josh Perry over here to the near side. Trying to connect with Josh. Can't do it, but Creighton right there picks up the loose puck. And going in with a shot that just went wide and to the left of the Barnstable netminder. Remiser now in the corner. Pushes it back to Perry, and a turnaround by Creighton, and a nice pad save on the right pad. Josh Perry now skating through, and the Clippers just doing a great job keeping the pressure on right now in the Barnstable end. Raiders able to clear. Josh Frias throws it back in the corner to the near side. And Dratch able to keep it in. Pushes it back in the corner to the far side. Kevin Creighton battling over there with Rick Roback. And Josh Frias able to keep it in to Jason Remiser. Backhand that's deflected. Still has the puck. And coming out now for the Raiders, Luke Piscano. But taken out nicely by Dan DeMellon and Josh Frias. Puck stolen now by Piscano. And right out front in the slot for a weak backhander was Chris Graham. Steve Colonna for Falmouth now, battling and jamming along the boards. Taken by Mike Richards. Looking to kick it over to the far side here. And puck just loosely going. Josh Frias picks it up behind his own net now. Looks for DeMellon on the far side. DeMellon has it. And pushing it forward. That's going to be an icing call, as he couldn't quite catch up with Colonna up on the far boards.
I tell you, Vic, this is taking on the looks of the Falmouth Barnstable football game last fall. They're blocking, they're tackling, they're clipping. Everybody is taking runs. It's incredible. But I noticed on the last Barnstable rundown here at the Falmouth net, the Barnstable forward just kind of played off the puck. He was about to be checked by Andy Dratch. They had him lined up for a great check. He just bailed out. So Falmouth is playing it tough right now.
Hey, Adam Proto will be facing off for the Raiders. Out for Falmouth is Mike Richards. Puck down loose now. Richards kicks it back for Matt Plant. Matt Plant trying to catch up with DeMellon here in the near corner. And he's having a little bit of a hard time getting it on his stick. Finally gets it up to Eric Remiser. And Remiser throws it the length of the ice. Going in is Mike Richards. He's battling back there with Doug Sapora. Taken by Steve Colonna. Tried to wrap around, but just blocked by Adam Chase. Eric Remiser now. One to the forward on a one-timer by Richards. Just deflected there by a Barnstable defenseman. I believe that was Doug Sapora. Puck now loosely into the far corner. Raiders trying to clear, and just clear. Jamming along the boards here, and I believe we're going to have a penalty on number 15, Matt Plant, for a cross-check. And that's going to be a call against Matt Plant for hands up in the face, as the way the referee's calling. It might have been a little high, but as the hits are going, Jim, it looked pretty good.
Yeah, it sure is. At the moment, halfway through the first period, Falmouth has 5 shots on goal and Barnstable has none. So it's a tribute to the Falmouth defense that they have kept Barnstable off the boards as far as shots are concerned. They're playing a tough game, but now with the power play for Barnstable, we'll see if they can continue that.
Okay, Mike Kelleher for the Raiders, facing off against Creighton. Creighton is out there on the penalty-killing line, along with Jason Remiser, Pat Joyce, and Dan DeMellon. Pat Joyce over on the far side now, trying to clear the zone, and kept in nicely by Chris Graham. Puck in behind the Falmouth end. Dan DeMellon there is going to try and clear it along the boards. Just kept in at the point by Adam Chase. He throws the puck in behind the Falmouth net now. Battling back there is Pat Joyce, and the Raiders doing a nice job. Able to keep it in now. Trying to find the point man, can't do it, and Jason Remiser able to get the puck and clear the full length of the ice. Going in for Falmouth. Kevin Creighton with his counterpart number, Doug Sapora. They're battling in the corner here on the near side. Creighton, along with Adam Chase down there. Luke Piscano comes away with it, going over on the far side. And a little bumping going on there with Jason Remiser. Coming out now for the Raiders is Mike Kelleher, and taken out nicely by Richards, but it's a loose puck, and finally tied up as number 12, Chris Graham, was coming in. Loose puck, just loosely floating in front of Ayers. He was finally able to tie that one up.
Well, Falmouth is doing exactly the right thing. As the forwards come in to crash the net, they're taking them out. They're just burying them off the corner of the net so that they don't get a second shot at the rebound that Eric Ayers might have left out there. So Falmouth is playing a very sound defensive game, and they're tying up the pucks in the corners, and they're creating enough havoc so that the time is running off the clock on this power play.
And there is just 26 seconds left in the power play, and I noticed a couple of things here, Jim. Is Doug Sapora, number 3 for the Raiders, is almost working double shifts, I believe, here, and that's going to wear on him as this game wears on. And the Clippers just going with their normal game plan of 3 lines, and by the end of the third period, they'll probably be working all 4 lines.
Well, they're trying to put their best players out there against a very strong Falmouth team, and you're right, that will wear them down.
And Kelowna now with a nice rush off a feed on the far side by Frias, intercepted now by Chris Ross, trying to kick it forward, can't do it. And Andy Dratch able to clear back into the Barnstable zone, taken there by Adam Chase. Chase trying to connect on the far side with Mickey Huss. And slap shot from the blue line, saved by Ayers. Both teams are full strength now, 5.5 minutes left to go in the first period. Dratch trying to connect with Kelowna. Kelowna able to clear it over the boards, far side. Eric Remiser going in and just missed on the interception. Rick Ronick now. Steve Kelowna clears into the far side. Mike Richards going for it there in the corner, trying to find a man out front, and I'll tell you, that was a dangerous clearing pass as Mike Richards sent it out front, and Rick Roback was trying to clear it, and a one-timer by Richards, and he almost put it in his own net. And right now, the Clippers just swarming in the Red Raiders' end. Andy Dratch now jamming in the corner, taken away by Richards, and he's trying to connect with Remiser, couldn't do it, and the Raiders able to clear the zone. Here's he gets the puck, sends it back up to Dratch. Raiders will change it up, so are the Clippers. Andy Dratch to the far side. Clears it all the way around the boards into the near corner. Going for it there is Brett O'Keefe. Pat Kirby able to keep it in now. Brett O'Keefe comes up with the puck in the corner, still battling. Trying to skate away with it, can't do it. A lot of pressure going on down there between Brett O'Keefe and Chip King, and Chip is no small kid either. And that's going to be an icing call as Chip King, number 11 there. He's a good size young man for the Raiders, battling with Brett O'Keefe.
Well, Brett O'Keefe did an excellent job of stick work, lifting up the stick of the Red Raider player just to keep the puck in the offensive zone. I didn't allow him to get a stick on the ice to send the puck around the boards. It was a masterful job. He was on his knees for a goodly portion of that.
So a good job of penalty killing by the Clippers right now, and I believe this is their... This is what they would consider their third line to be out there right now, and it's no slouch of a line. Centering out here is Brett O'Keefe, along with Pat Kirby, Paul LaRusso, Pat Joyce, who is always tough, and little brother Barry Joyce on the other side in defense. So the Joyce brothers are out on the ice at the same time here. Puck going over to Pat Joyce now in the corner. Throws it in around the Barnstable net, all the way around the dasher and into this corner. Brett O'Keefe battling over there. Finally taken away by Doug Sapora, trying to clear, and kept in nicely by Barry Joyce. And the puck went off one of the Barnstable players hanging over the side, so they're calling for a face-off.
Well, the one thing that Falmouth is doing, and it's showing a very disciplined hockey club, is that when the puck comes out to the point, instead of trying to just fire a slapper in and probably have it get blocked by one of the defensive players for Barnstable, they're putting it back in around the boards to try to hit a wing so that they can center it out in front. It's a much safer play, and it prevents those 2-on-1 breakaways.
Okay, Creighton facing off for Falmouth against Mike Kelleher. Creighton wins the face-off. Puck kicked back into the Barnstable end now. Taken over there by Luke Piscano. He clears the zone, but Barry Joyce able to intercept center ice. Puck now rolls all the way back to Ayers. He's taken by Pat Joyce behind his own net. Trying to connect with Josh Perry here on the near side, and taken out heavy here was Kevin Creighton by number 7, Adam Chase, and looked to be quite a dangerous check on that one. And that is going to be a boarding call against Adam Chase. That can be a dangerous check along the boards there, Jim.
Well, Adam's a very spirited player, and he's the second top scorer on the Barnstable team with 6 goals and 7 assists. He plays the game tough, and he was trying to create an opportunity in the Falmouth offensive zone. Unfortunately, he boarded the Falmouth player, and he's out for a minute and a half, and this could be a shooting fest for Falmouth.
Hey, Creighton once again facing off on the power play line. With Kevin Creighton will be Jason Remiza, Josh Perry, Mike Richards, and Andy Dratch. Richards with the puck now, going behind his own net. He's got Dratch to his right and Creighton to his left. Making the breakout now. Hits Creighton here on the near side. And Kevin's going to throw the puck in. Goes all the way around the boards. Josh Perry for Falmouth battling over there. And trying to clear it out. Just kept in by Dratch now. Trying to find Creighton. And a turnaround that goes up into the nets. And face-off will come to the right of Raider netminder Jared Dwyer.
Well, that was they were setting up quite nicely in the zone right there. They had the right wing open. If he could have gotten the puck over to him, it would have been an open net. But unfortunately, the Raider defenseman stepped in the way and blocked the shot into the net. So Falmouth now has the face-off in the offensive zone, and let's see if they can set up and put a couple of shots on goal.
And once again, working double shifts for the Raiders. I see Doug Sapola out there again, along with Mike Kelleher, who is the centering man for the Raiders. Mike Richards now over to the far side. Jason Remiza with the puck. Intercepted along the slot. Kept in by Dratch, though, nicely on the attempted clear. Sapora now behind his own net. And Josh Perry able to kick it out to Andy Dratch. Dratch with a quick wrist shot. All the way over to the far side now. Jason Remiza takes it out front. And a goal! And a beautiful setup by Jason Remiza, and he sent one right out to the slot to number 16, Josh Perry, who just one time had no chance for Jared Dwyer in the net.
His 8th goal of the year. That was a beautiful setup. He stood his ground. None of the Barnstable defensemen were able to come out to rough him up to get his stick off the ice. Absolutely beautiful centering pass, and Josh Perry made no mistake. He buried it.
So that's going to put the Clippers up 2-0 with 3 minutes left in the first period. Puck now working along the boards, goes up high and back onto the ice. Mike Richards battling for it there, kept in by Kelowna. Back to Richards, and he's looking for a miser out front, and loosely just rolled across the crease, taken now by the Raiders, number 16, Chip King. And going in for a wild shot that goes up and into the nets was Brett LaFrance, and that faceoff will come to the right of Ayerzi.
Once again, the Falmouth team, which is a powerhouse for scoring, they've scored a ton of goals and a ton of points this year, have a great transitional game as the puck starts to come out of the offensive zone. The two defensemen get back on defense. They pick up the wingers coming out. They're playing a very, very good positional game.
All right, facing off for Falmouth will be Mike Richards against Raiders' Brett LaFrance, number 17. Steve Kelowna with the puck now on the far side. Out to Mike Richards. He's got Remiza on this near side. Just misses on the pass. Remiza battling in the corner now, along with Chip King. And Remiza comes away with it as the Raiders kind of forgot what they were in the corner for, and they just left the puck sitting there. And Andy Dratch doing a nice job. Just pokes it back into the corner now. Battling over there is Steve Kelowna with a couple of Raiders. And he comes away with it. Eric Remiza coming right out front, trying to set up Richards. Couldn't do it. Once again, Remiza doing a great job along those boards, Jim. Game after game, Eric Remiza just does a fantastic job. He's a very, very good fast skater and a hard worker on those boards.
Sure is, and he's a powerhouse out there, and he's setting up a lot of goals. Now what do we have here now?
Well, unfortunately, the guy we're talking about, Eric Remiza, was going to get I believe, a cross-check penalty as he just rolled right over one of the Raiders going back into his own zone.
Then I don't think he meant it. I think it was just a mistake on his part. So we've got another minute and a half left, actually a minute and 50 seconds left, so this power play will continue until the end of, almost the end of the period. The face-off is in the Falmouth end, and hopefully they'll be able to keep Barnstable off the board.
And once again, doing some double duty. Doug Sapora out there along with Mike Kelleher on the power play with Adam Chase for the Raiders, and Kevin Creighton, Dan DeMellon, Pat Joyce, and Jason Remiza on the penalty killing for the Clippers. Kevin Creighton doing a nice job now, taking it behind his own net. He stops and comes around to this side, and just before he's able to clear it, taken out and cleared into the Falmouth bench here by number 6, Andy Dratch. And that's going to put us even here, Jim, as 19 red is getting a cross-check just before. I'm not sure that Kevin's smart enough to do that. You know, that was a good play. Kind of lined himself up with the slap shot to clear and just waited for somebody to hit him, and it's a cross-check.
Well, sometimes you take one for the team. It seems that Kevin was just about ready, and number 19, let's see who that is. Luke Pisacano was the perpetrator, and he just buried Kevin, and as a result. It evens it up now, and they're skating four on a side, and this should be beneficial for Falmouth.
Okay, facing off for Falmouth is Jason Demiser. Puck comes back to Pat Joyce. He's trying to connect with the Creighton on the far side. Creighton going in and just tackled. And we got another penalty coming up. That's going to be an interference against 12 red. And I'll tell you what, if that isn't bad enough, Jim, on the far side, Adam Chase just tackled Kevin Creighton, and he's not even getting the penalty.
That's right. It was incredible. It's, as I said, it's starting to look like the Thanksgiving Day football game here to a certain degree. But there's a lot of emotion out here. This is a very, very good situation for Falmouth, skating 4 on 3. It gives them a lot of open ice, a lot of area to move the puck around, and actually they'll have a player coming out toward the end of the period, so if it stays this way, it'll potentially be a 5 on 3 if they don't score in the meantime.
All right, so the big three for Barnstable out there: Mike Kelleher, Adam Chase, and once again Doug Sapora remain out there on the penalty killing line. Puck comes back to Pat Joyce here in the near point. Nice little pass over to Mike Richards, and just kind of got a weak pass off there. Kevin Creighton able to pick it up, though. Mike Richards once again back out to Pat Joyce at the point, and Pat's going to let one fly. And a nice save by Jared Dwyer in the net there through a crowd, a much smaller crowd than was there before because the penalty boxes are kind of full, but a nice save nonetheless by Jared Dwyer.
Actually, a large screen set up in front of the Barnstable netminder, and I don't think he picked that up until the very last minute. Hit his stick and run into his gloves.
Okay, so once again, Creighton for Falmouth facing off. Puck going near side, now goes behind the Barnstable end, and just kicked the side by Jared. And I don't know if he should have done that as Mike Richards, he passed it right to him. Richards now trying to connect with Creighton, can't do it. Puck goes loosely into the corner, taken there by Adam Chase. Chase trying to get away from Creighton. Now to help out is Mike Richards, and Adam Chase doing a great job against Kevin Creighton. Back to the point here, Pat Joyce, and trying to pass it over to the other side, Jason Demiser. He just kind of got his stick over the puck, but Jason did a nice job. Clears it over now to the far side. Richards takes it there, pushes the puck back in behind the net. Kevin Creighton once again battling along with Adam Chase, and Adam's just trying to get the puck tied up. Pushes it over here to the corner, and we got about 27 seconds left. Mike Richards now with a quick wrist shot. Nice save, pad save. And right now the Clippers have another man coming out of the box. It's about to be that 5 on 4. A 5 on 3. Pat Joyce with a slap shot and a save right out front. And for the next at least 5 seconds, Jim, it's going to be a 5 on 3 for the Clippers. And then for remaining, I think about 9 seconds will be that 5 on 4.
Well, plenty of time to score with 12 seconds left and the face-off in the offensive zone. So if Falmouth can get the puck drawn back to the point here, and they get a quick shot and a rebound, and one of the wingers or the center can pop it in, they've got plenty of time to put one more on the board before the end of the period.
All right, so for Falmouth, centering will be Brett O'Keefe out there with Pat Joyce, Steve Colonna, Josh Perry, and Mike Richards. Puck comes back now, Josh Perry, and a nice pad save. Josh Perry just goes down on his own as he went to get that puck. Able to get back up, slap shot, just goes wide. Puck coming all the way around, and that's going to be the end of the first period, and a very productive first period, I think, for the Clippers, as they were able to net 2 goals there.
Once again, another great job in nets by Eric Ayers, facing only 2 shots this period. Falmouth had 10 for the period, so it was a fairly strong defensive struggle here. Falmouth normally gets a bit more than 10 shots. They're usually in the 15 to 20 range per period in the previous games. But yeah, it was a good, strong struggle during the first period, and let's hopefully Falmouth can continue on into the second.
All right, so that's the end of the first period with the Clippers leading 2-0, and we'll be back to pick up the second period action right after this.
I think it starts in high school. We had a really strong coach, Ray Ross, who went on to state. And he instilled in us a sense of sportsmanship, teamwork, and discipline. And I think that was an important thing to carry away through college, my great sports, and I was a
know. She might be out there somewhere. She might be out there somewhere.
Okay, everyone, take your tickets and get ready for the 50-50 raffle.
Again,
Now the payoff is 154.
Same too. It's nice little
You need an orange ticket. Orange ticket. Last 4 digits high.
I just write the letter.
01,
I send it in to ACRC.
02.
Under 11 law, I said you need to do it tonight.
Last 4 digits of an orange ticket high.
And no swap.
0102.
You guys just walked in the door.
Get that number, please come to the office.
Well, they threw all the tickets out before that. That's what it is. Are you back on, Jim?
All right, we have a winner. Roll picture.
All right, welcome back here for second period action between the Falmouth Clippers and the Red Raiders of Barnstable. After one period of play, Clippers up 2-0 and looking sharp to this point, Jim.
Yeah, a little highlight here, kind of a piece of interest. Luke Pisacano, who is number 19 on the Barnstable Red Raiders, I understand yesterday afternoon went through the ice at Shallow Pond. His friends formed a chain and actually pulled him out of the water. Had to go to the hospital to get stitches in his hand, and here he is on Saturday afternoon playing this game against Falmouth. So kind of an interesting sidelight. Also, Jared Dwyer, the co-captain goaltender, has a .85 goals against average save and a let's see, a 4.46 goals against average. Rumor has it that he stops that first shot. If the defense doesn't clear it, it could be in the net. So we have to watch for those rebounds.
Well, the problem is you can't do it by yourself, and I think that's the one thing that that Ayresy and his fellow goaltenders have. Teams in the league is that he has such a strong team in front of him that that just does a great job. Okay, opening faceoff now, going behind Ayresy. Andy Dratch there, along with the taken out now by Kevin Creighton over on the far side, being pestered by Adam Chase, and nice job by Chase, and he's going to get a slap shot and a save by Ayresy. Dratch once again behind his own net, over to the near boards here. Jason Omiza, Kevin Creighton now takes it with a rush. And coming in with Josh Perry, and Josh with a shot just goes wide. Coming over here on the near side now, Jason Remiza pushes it back to Andy Dratch, can't keep it in, and taken out now by Chris Graham. Graham with a nice rush for the Raiders, and being pested now by Josh Frias and Jason Remiza, and a little bit of a bury there by Mike Kelleher, but skated out by Josh Frias. Over to Kevin Creighton, now back for a slap shot, and goal! Number 7, Jason Remiza, off a nice feed by Kevin Creighton, and just a beautiful slap shot low to the right stick side.
Absolutely. The pass between the legs, which he just left it there on the ice, nice and flat. In came Jason Remiza, picked up the puck and fired the puck right by the right shoulder of the goaltender. Absolutely beautiful setup, a beautiful shot, a great rush, real great team play.
So right off the bat here in the second period with 14:08 left, Clippers now go up with a 3-0 lead over the Raiders. Facing off for Falmouth now, Mike Richards pushes it down in behind the net for the Clippers. And Eric Omiza once again down there fast, takes Adam Chase out of the play, and he's just sitting there waiting for somebody to pass it to. Comes back to Matt Plant now, and Matt unable to keep it in. Pushed back into the zone now. Doug Sapora trying to clear it, kept in nicely by Mike Richards. Sapora now gets it up to Chris Ross over on the far side. He's taken down and out by Dan DeMellon. Nice pass now over here, taken by Mike Richards. Richards breaking out with Remiza to his left. Coming in, splitting the defense here on the far side. Back for Remiza, can't catch up with him. Taken now by Mickey Huss, trying to catch up over there with Brett LaFrance, can't do it. Dan DeMellon behind his own net now with the puck. Mike Richards takes it there from him, coming up over the near side, cuts back now. And nice job there by Chris Ross to break that one up, but taken by Matt Plant once again behind his own net. Looking to break it out of the defensive zone for the Clippers. Able to clear the zone now. Doug Sapora for the Raiders, trying to clear the zone along with Adam Chase. And intercepted by Eric Remiza. Kelowna, he dropped it for Remiza, but Remiza was changing up, didn't know what was happening there. And all the way back to the Falmouth end, Dan DeMellon now with a charge coming up over on the far side. And very dangerous check on that one by the Raiders' Chris Ross. It almost looked like he was going to get a butt end into Dan DeMellon there. And I would guess there's going to be an offside there, Jim.
Yes, there is. Earlier at the beginning of the game, Vic, you mentioned how Josh Frias had been elevated up to that first line. Now, Josh just had 6 assists coming into the game with no goals, but that was one of the most beautiful setups that I've seen when he set up on that goal for Jason Remiza, just dropping the puck, laying it still there on the ice for Jason to take that slap shot, which scored the Falmouth third goal. He's very much a playmaker, much along the lines of Craig Janney and Adam Oates.
And he has been, his play's been improving game by game all year long. Just doing a great job for the Clippers. Okay, Jimmy Coyne now rolls the puck all the way over to the far side, taken there by the Raiders. Zone cleared, and being picked up there with a break is Adam Proto. Adam with a nice setup and a save on a beautiful shot by Nick Murphy, set up by Adam Proto, and just a beautiful save by Ayers.
I'll tell you, Eric Ayers looks like he could go in and back up Blaine Locker for the Bruins. He is so focused, and he follows that puck all the way in. That was basically a 2-on-1 with a defenseman floating in as a third shot, but he didn't leave the rebound and covered his rebound and got a stoppage in play.
And I'll tell you, that's the best opportunity to this point today that the Raiders have had to score a goal. Mike, Jimmy Cummings now with the puck, going behind his own net, over to Pat Joyce, back to Cummings. Coming up here on the near side, and no place to go. He's going to go back to Joyce, and Pat's going to try and break it out here. Connects with Pat Kirby on the far side. Brett O'Keefe now coming right up the middle, and that's going to be an offside as Jimmy Coyne just over the line before Brett O'Keefe was able to break that zone.
I'll tell you, just some of the subtle things that Falmouth are doing. One of the Barnstable players was camped out on the right side of the goal. When a pass came across, Pat Joyce just simply lifted up his stick so he couldn't get the shot off. The puck went harmlessly by. But these subtle things are what keeps the opponents off the board.
Okay, Mike Kelleher centering for the Raiders against Kevin Creighton. Puck comes back to Andy Dratch now, trying to use the boards, gets it up to Kevin Creighton. Creighton up to Jason Remiza into the Raiders' end. Going in quickly there is Josh Perry. He's battling in the corner there along with Luke Piscano. And Piscano now coming out with the puck over in the far corner. Trying to connect out here with Mike Kelleher, can't do it, and Jason Remiza with the puck now, taken down, back for Frias, over to Andy Dratch. Dratch is going to throw it into Josh Perry in the corner, and nice one right out from the slot, a slap shot and a save on Jason Remiza as that one came from the corner. Josh Perry on a beautiful setup right out front, and once again, heavy pressure in front of Jared Dwyer, and Jared just doing a great job in the net, and we're going to have matching penalties, I believe, here for roughing.
Yeah. On that last offensive surge, Jason just kind of wound up and took his time and fired a slap shot. Sometimes in that case, the wrist shot is a little bit better. If you can get a quick shot off, usually you can get it by the goalie. Once again, it seems to be true what they were saying about Jared Dwyer. He does stop that first shot, and that was a powerhouse shot, but he did give the rebound out for another 2 or 3 slaps at it by the Falmouth players.
All right, so once again, doing double duty for the Raiders will be Doug Sapor along with Mike Kelleher and Adam Chase. Also out there for the Raiders will be number 18, Chris Ross, who's seen a lot of action here today. For the Clippers, out will be Steve Colonna, Mike Richards, and Josh Frias and Andy Dratch on defense. And off to the side here that we're not even seeing, Jim, as our backs to the action. It looks as though number 12 is injured.
Yeah, Chris Graham, he's their top point getter, top goal scorer. Looks like he either has an injured back or, but definitely being gently taken off the ice, and it's too bad to see that happen. A spirited player, good player, and it's tough for Barnstable to lose their top goal scorer.
Back to the action now. Mike Richards wins the faceoff. Back to Frias, and a slap shot just goes wide. Mike Richards now in the corner battling, and he comes away with the puck now. Trying to set up Dratch. Dratch with the puck here in the near corner, and just slides over to Jared Dwyer, who's going to cover up on that and force the faceoff once again to his left.
Well, so far Mike Richards has been kept off the board, Falmouth's top goal scorer. It looks like they're covering him. They've got one man watching him as the sniper always seems to get the attention.
So with just under 11 minutes left in the second period, once again Clippers up 3-0. And over on the far side, Steve Colonna with a heavy hit over there on Chris Ross. However, the Raiders able to clear the zone, I guess. They couldn't quite clear it as it was kept in nicely again by Josh Frias. Steve Colonna once again in the corner. Back to Frias, and he's going to take a slap shot, and a nice save by Dwyer. And as you stated, just stuffed in by Steve Colonna after that save on the slap shot by Frias. Initial save, but not on the follow-up, Jim.
Absolutely. He did a great job on that first shot, left the rebound out there, and across the net came the Falmouth player and just popped it into the open side. So that's really a problem with the defense. Barnstable defense has to clear those pucks that are laying out there. They've got to give their netminder a little bit of help. Jared Dwyer, if he makes that first save, they've got to clear it to the boards or get it out. Otherwise, Falmouth will fill the net today.
And right now, with 10.5 minutes left in the second period, Clippers up 4-0. And it looks to me, by looking at some of these faces of the Clippers, they're just having a good old time here today against the Raiders. Okay, puck now moved into the far corner, taken by Josh Perry over there. Jason Remiza back to Perry. Josh trying to get it out to Matt Plant. Matt Plant coming in now. And a quick wrist shot just blocked in front by Rick Roback. Roback with the puck just over skates it, and Jason Remiza now in his face. Perry going behind the net, and he's looking for a man out front here. Gets it to Dan DeMellon. DeMellon kicks it back in the corner now. Jason Remiza battling there, and coming out is Josh Perry, and an initial save, and then just rolled across the crease. Kept in now on the far point by Matt Plant. Throws the puck in, taken by number 16, Chip King. And able to clear now is Chris Ross. Coming out over here for the Raiders, and taken out by Dan DeMellon was Mike Moscuso. Clippers now trying to clear all the way across over to here. And play getting a little bit sloppy out there to the right of Eric Ayers. And a lot of heavy hitting going on here. And I think right now we're going to have a penalty. I'm not really sure on who, but maybe that's just an offside.
That looked like a hand pass by the defenseman. But one of the good things that Falmouth is doing today is that when the defense pinched in and the Barnstable player was able to poke the puck by him, Jason Remiza skated back to pick up that winger to prevent a 2-on-1 and basically neutralize the play, so that even when the defensemen step in, take a chance to pinch in and keep the defensive zone, the wingers come back and help out.
Okay, out there centering is Chris Charbonneau for the Clippers. Puck coming over here to the near side. Andy Sabin's able to push it into the corner. Chris Charbonneau hustling in there, and with the puck right now, pushes it back to Barry Joyce on the point over to brother Pat. And Pat in the slot, trying to connect with Andy Sabins. Can't do it. Just broken up by Adam Chase. Adam coming up over now. Just made it in the zone over there. And once again, pursuing the puck in the back behind the net. Taken now by Pat Joyce. He's battling back there with Adam Chase. And Luke Piscano coming away with it now is Chris Charbonneau for the Clippers. Trying to connect with Sabins. Can't do it. Broken up by Doug Sapora. And Pat Joyce able to clear. Just outside, cleared back in, taken by Chris Charbonneau now. Trying to connect with Paulo Russo on the far side, just broken up. And Barry Joyce in control now. In the Clippers defensive end, over to Pat, back to Barry. And he has no place to go. He's going back to Pat now. Pat's going to carry the play out across center ice. And clear it in to Jared Dwyer. And Jared's going to fall on it as he had Andy Sabins bearing down on him, and he was about 10 feet out of his own net.
Well, Jared Palmer, I guess last year, was one of the top goalkeepers in the OCL conference. He apparently was an all-star, as a matter of fact, or he's named to the all-star team. And this year, of course, with a younger defense and a younger team, and Barnstable having a few problems, he's not faring quite as well. But he certainly is a quality goalkeeper and does stop that first shot.
Okay, the face-off now will come to the right of Jared Dwyer. Centering for the Raiders will be Rick Roback. Brett O'Keefe out there for the Clippers, along with Pat Kirby, Jimmy Coyne, Jimmy Cummings, and Andy Dratch on defense. Jimmy Coyne now with the puck behind the Raider net over to Pat Kirby. Kirby battling along the boards there, trying to get it out. Just taken now by Chris Ross. And Jimmy Coyne doing a nice job, just poked it away, back to Pat Kirby. And Kirby looking for Coyne in the slot, a backhander and a save by Dwyer. Once again, coming away with it is Pat Kirby doing a great job out there, just skating around. And Brett O'Keefe, who was the slot man, was down and out. One of the Raiders looks as though has lost his stick. And the Raiders able to clear the zone, back to center ice now. Dratch with the puck, trying to find Cummings over on the far side. Cummings pushes it up to Brett O'Keefe. And the Raiders now trying to mount some kind of attack over on the far side, taken now by Mike Kelleher. Kelleher wheeling it around, trying to stuff it in, but he's not going to get it by Yerzy there on that kind of shot. And a long shot coming in from about 30 feet away, saved by Ayers. Intercepted now by Mickey Huss. And Mickey back for Adam Proto. I'm sorry, that's Adam Chase. Chase battling in the corner now. Jimmy Coyne for the Clippers coming away with it. And Pat Kirby now able to just clear the zone. Picked up by Jimmy Coyne. Taken once again by Mike Kelleher. He's going to clear it in. Ayers leaves it over there for Andy Dratch in the corner, far side. Andy just overskates it now. In control of the puck over to Brett O'Keefe. Can't quite find the handle on it. And being pestered now by Chris Ross over there. Puck now coming all the way around. Clears the zone. Mike Richards hustling down there for the Clippers. And the Clippers are going to be changing up on the line. So Mike is the only one in there. Kelleher now clearing it up to the near side to Nick Murphy. And Dan DeMellon for the Clippers. Sends it around. Intercepted now by Josh Frias. He sends Steve Colonna away. And Colonna's coming up with Eric Mize to his left. And a nice centering pass right across the slot. Nobody was there. Mike Richards now with the puck. Trying to keep it in. He's right up front. And a nice save by Dwyer. Puck is still loose now. Taken by Doug Sapora. Doug going behind his own net. Being pested by Richards. And Richards steals it away. Sends one out front. Just blocked there by Adam Chase. And the net has come free, and a lot of pressure right now by the Clippers, and doing a great job.
Absolutely, Vic, with the offense keeping the puck pinned up in the Barnstable end. Eric Ayers has done a great job in staying focused. Blaine Locker for the Bruins has complained that if he doesn't face very many shots during the course of a game, you get cold and you kind of lose your concentration. Likes to face about 30 shots. Eric has certainly stayed focused, even though most of the action has been in the Barnstable end.
Well, I'm sure Blaine Locker likes to face 30 shots, but I'm not so sure that Brian Sutter wants to see him face 30 shots in any game, and that's probably the same case right here with Coach Buddy Ferreira. I don't think he wants to see the action in his end that much. So the face-off now coming. Steve Colonna for the Clippers, battling with Mike Kelleher for the Raiders. Kelleher able to come away with it, trying to clear the zone, and just cleared. And Kelleher takes down Eric Mizer along the way. Josh Frias pokes it back in now, going all the way back. Mike Richards for the Clippers, and sends one right out front now. Frias able to kick one back in, can't do it, and just cleared the zone. Eric Mizer now trying to throw it back in, taken by Doug Sapora there for the Raiders. And trying to find Luke Piscano up over on the far side. Piscano now with a rush. He's coming up with Chris Ross. And just taken down. A nice defensive play by Dan DeMellon. And Steve Colonna coming back. And right out front there, heavy action in front as they're bumping. And Josh Frias has lost his stick. And just cleared the zone now for the Clippers. So a little bit of heavy action there as Luke Piscano had a bid for a goal. 5 minutes left in the second period now. Clippers up 4-0, and Josh Perry with a heavy hit over there on Luke Piscano. Puck taken now by Jason Omiza, wheeling out of his own end, uses that board like a six-man. Clippers have to clear the zone, and just do. Puck goes all the way in behind now. Taken there by co-captain Adam Chase. Pushes the puck up along the boards here for Chris Ross. Battling over there along with Josh Perry. Kevin Creighton comes free and sends one right into the slot. Jason Omiza for a one-timer. Couldn't quite connect on that one.
Yeah, once again, maybe a wrist shot would have been a better choice of shots there than a wind-up for the big slap shot.
And right now, I think there's a frustrated Barnstable Red Raider team out there. And a goal! On a nice job by number 7, Jason Omiza. And I think, Jim, what's happening here for the Raiders is they're getting a little bit frustrated. They're going to the body. They're forgetting the puck. And Jason just picked it up and just skated right in, and boom.
Absolutely. Once again, that was a wrist shot that Jason put behind the Barnstable netminder, Jared Dwyer. But instead of using the slap shot, which he had taken on the previous shot, he just skated in, picked his point, lifted it up into the net. A beautiful goal by a great goal scorer.
And I believe at this point it is 5-0, and that could be a deep enough hole for the Raiders maybe not to be able to get out of. But I believe they really have to try and stay in this game and just play the game of hockey. If they're going to get physical with the Clippers, they're not going to win that battle either, and they're just going to get deeper in the hole as far as the goals are concerned.
Falmouth is a total team.
And a beautiful setup there as Jason Remiza trying to return the favor to Kevin Creighton. And a good save by Jared Dwyer. And some heavy bumping going on along the boards here by the Clipper bench. And I'm not really sure what we have for a call here, if it's just a hand pass.
Either a hand pass or an offside. It looks like I think these boys are they're playing their hearts out. Barnstable is just really overmatched in this contest. And, of course, without their top goal getter, number 12, Chris Graham, it becomes even more difficult.
Okay, Brett LaFrance facing off for the Raiders, and Pat Joyce just kind of puts a shoulder to him and takes him down. Puck now going all the way over to the point, far side. Pat Joyce able to keep it in, and nice kick save there by Dwyer. Over on the far side now, Brett O'Keefe battling underneath, pushes the puck ahead. Pat Kirby now trying to kick it free, and he's just landed on and put a knee right in his back there was Mickey House.
Well, that last check by Pat Joyce actually put number 17, Brett LaFrance, out. It looked like he kind of limped away holding his shoulder to the Barnstable bench, so he may have been hurt. One thing Falmouth is doing is they're finishing their checks, and Barnstable knows that. So they're keeping their head up, and they're not paying attention to where the puck is going at this point. So it's Falmouth's tough checking and forechecking has really raised havoc in the Barnstable zone. So if they continue that, they're going to finish off this match in fine style.
Well, Falmouth, I think, as we stated a couple of games here, is that they're a big physical squad. You're not going to play the one-on-one hitting game with the Clippers because they can hit with the best of them and they can play hockey. All right, puck coming down now. Pat Joyce back to Barry, and quick wrist shot just goes wide. Jimmy Coyne battling back there now. Pat Kirby comes free with it. Back to the point. Pat Joyce now coming in, and a slap shot and a save. Just covered up by Dwyer. And with 3 minutes left to go in the contest, the Raiders having a hard time here as the Clippers are on a power play for the next minute and 7.
Well, you know, Falmouth is really an unselfish team. Rather than take the shots and try to pile up the stats, these boys work together and pass the puck around to get the open man, the clean shot. And as a result, what they're doing is they're actually building on their stats. They're just a complete team. It's a complete team effort when they come out on the ice. These fellows are just playing beautifully.
Okay, Kevin Creighton facing off for Falmouth against Barnstable's Adam Chase. Out there with Creighton is Jimmy Coyne, Eric Remiza, Andy Dratch, and Mike Richards. And I'm sorry, that's not Jimmy Coyne, but that's Steve Colonna. And they've got that old first line together here, Jim, as they've put Steve Colonna out with Kevin Creighton. They've kind of like home week here, as this is what they started out with at the beginning of the season.
Yeah, Falmouth right now for this period has a 15-5 shots on goal advantage, which again shows their offensive prowess. And here they are possibly coming in for another chance.
And a nice setup there by Creighton back to his cohort there, Steve Colonna, with a nice shot and a great save by Dwyer. And really, if it wasn't for Dwyer to this point, this game would be a lot more than 5-0. 2.5 minutes now left in the second period. Over on the far side is Colonna setting up Eric Remiza with a one-timer, just goes wide. Mike Richards now in the corner here on the near side. Raiders trying to clear it, can't do it. Kevin Creighton at the point. Passes over to Andy Dratch. Dratch into Eric Remiza now. Back to Creighton, and Mike Richards able to keep it in over to Remiza. And a nice save by Dwyer. I'm not really sure what that call is, whether they had somebody in the crease or what there, Jim.
Yeah, I think there was an offensive player in the crease, but once again, it just shows the unselfish play of Falmouth here, where the right wing had the opportunity to take a good shot on goal, elected to pass it over to a teammate who had a slightly better angle, and unfortunately the shot was blocked by the Barnstable netminder. But once again, Falmouth playing a real team effort.
Okay, out centering is Pat Kirby, and Ryan DiTascio out there for a shift now. Clears it in. DiTascio over here on the far point. Able to keep it in. Kicks it up to Josh Perry. Josh Perry into Pat Kirby now. Kirby back to Remiza. Remiza back to DeTascio. Over to Andy Dratch. And nice slap shot. And a rebound. Just went wide by Pat Kirby. Kirby now to Remiza. Quick wrist shot in. Just blocked. Josh Perry now going for the puck in the corner. And trying to clear it out. Jason, oh, nice job by Ryan DeTascio as he came in, pinched the boards, and just took it away from Nick Murphy. Raiders now finally able to clear. Chris Ross shoots it in behind Azzi. Azzi stops and leaves it there for Ryan DeTascio. DeTascio trying to connect on the with Josh Perry on the far corner. Can't do it. Taken now by Rhys Rohrback. And that's going to be an offside as the puck, I guess, had just cleared the zone. Jason Remiza kind of helped it in with his hand.
Once again, the Barnstable player, the Barnstable wing, was able to poke the puck by the Falmouth defense, but both Dratch and Kirby get back, and rather than have Barnstable set up a 2-on-1 or a 3-on-2, they were able to get back in the play and actually prevent Barnstable from breaking out of the zone. A great transitional game.
Okay, Chris Charbonneau for the Clippers centering now against Kelleher. 1 minute left in the second period. And Pat Joyce once again taking down Adam Chase here underneath us. Jimmy Cummings now sends the puck all the way around the boards. Back to Pat Joyce behind the net. Pat, little backhanded pass over to Paul LaRusso. LaRusso just skating the puck out, and he was trying to catch up with Andy Sabins. He missed the pass, and that's going to be an icing against the Clippers, and that will force a face-off back in the Falmouth end. 39 seconds to go left in the second period.
Well, I haven't seen Brett LaFlorence come back in after that check by Pat Kirby right below us about 5 minutes ago. So we may have another injured Barnstable player, which means they'll have to start to play some of their younger players during the next period.
Okay, once again facing off for the Clippers, Chris Charbonneau, JV player, pulled up today along with Barry Joyce, I believe. Puck worked into the boards behind Azzi. Taken there by Jimmy Coyne. Coyne working it out here on the near side. He's got Charbonneau up on the far side. Sabins coming in. And Sabins, I don't know how he did it, but he stayed on side. Did a beautiful job there. And Andy kicks it in. Cummings bumping along the board over on the far side. Chris Charbonneau now battling for the puck behind the net. And sends one out front, just intercepted by Adam Chase. Cleared out. Mike Kelleher overskates it. And trying to clear it out as a Raider. Just able to clear it to center ice over there. And Jimmy Cummings over battling underneath there, and that's the end of the first period as the Clippers very productive, second period with 3 goals.
Jimmy Cummings put a huge check on the Barnstable winger trying to come out, who had slipped by, tried to put a check on one of the Falmouth players, and Jimmy just buried him against the boards. Again, that's just a great team play. These boys are probably used to playing together for years and years. Some of them have played together for 9-10 years down through the lower levels of youth hockey, but it's showing up here, and this is a wonderful effort.
Okay, so the after 2 periods of play, the Falmouth Clippers up over the arch rival Barnstable Red Raiders 5-0, and we'll be back after a word. Welcome back for third period action between the Falmouth Clippers and the Red Raiders of Barnstable. After 2 periods of action, the Clippers up right now comfortably with a 5-0 lead, and the Red Raiders to this point just having a hard time getting going, Jim.
Yeah, and also, Vic, Falmouth has really spread the scoring around so far through the first two periods. Jason Ramiza has 2 goals. Steve Colonna has 1 goal, 1 assist. Frias has 2 assists. Richards 2 assists, who's the top goal getter on the Falmouth team. Creighton has 2 assists. Eric Ramiza has a goal. Josh Perry has a goal. And both Andy Dratch and Pat Joyce each have an assist. The scoring has actually come down through the entire team. And once again, that just shows the team play of the Falmouth Clippers.
Well, that definitely is a wide spread. That's about 9 different players, I believe, for the Clippers. And they've been working with primarily, I believe, 3 lines, sometimes 4. So we'll be looking for some heavy action to come out here, as the Raiders have had a hard time getting it going to this point, and they may come out here trying to take the body and see if they can gain a few goals here. And as Jim stated, great job spreading the goals out amongst all the players. And I would look for perhaps some of the players for the Clippers who haven't had a chance to get some of the work in that they haven't in prior games.
Now here's a list of the JV players here, so we can see who's up. As you mentioned before, Vic, Carbonneau is up for the Clippers, and one of the other JV players are up here, and they're playing quite well. Is it Joyce Barry?
Yeah, it's Barry Joyce. That's Pat Joyce's little brother, I believe, and I've seen him on a couple lines together on the defensive position.
Yeah, they're certainly playing very, very well, and of course these are the fellows that'll be coming up in the years to come. So the more varsity play they get, the better they'll be as time goes on.
All right, facing off now for the Clippers, Kevin Creighton. Puck moved all the way down in, and right off the bat is going to be a penalty against number 7, I believe, Adam Chase, for the Raiders. As right off the bat, coming out of the locker room, that's not a good sign for the Raiders. It's not something they need, as he just came out and basically he attacked Kevin Creighton right off the faceoff.
Yeah, one of the things you hope now with a 5-0 lead that this game doesn't get chippy, because that's when players tend to get hurt. 2 Barnstable players have already gone down, both Graham and LaFrance, and hopefully we won't see this get out of hand or chippy. I'm sure the referees will keep it close.
Well, the refs have done a great job here today. They've let the teams on both sides play, but yet they have called the proper penalties to try and keep things quelled as far as the physicalness is a concern. Okay, face-off now taken by Jason Ramiza in the far corner. And we're going to have some interference calls here. I believe they're going to call number 16, Josh Perry. And that's going to be a minor for slashing, I guess, in front of the net. He was kind of pushing around with Doug Sapora.
Well, the referees are sending a message to the teams here that they don't want any chippy play. You get a couple of slashing calls early on. It's evened up. They're letting the teams know just to play it clean.
Okay, face-off now. Goes back into the Barnstable end. Doug Sapora there. Pushes the puck up around into the center ice area. Cleared in now by Rick Rohrback. Taken behind the zone net is Andy Dratch. And Dratch coming over here to the near side. Just goes down. And pushes it out to Jason Ramiza. Ramiza coming streaking up front. Down center ice area. And just offside was Kevin Creighton, as Jason had to make a quick change to get around the defenseman there, and that just put Kevin in offsides.
It's amazing. It's just showing the speed of Falmouth. Both Kevin Creighton and Jason Ramiza breaking up ice, going right around the Barnstable defenseman who could not skate backwards quickly enough.
Okay, Creighton out there with Andy Dratch, Jason Ramiza, and Josh Frias. Frias now pushing the puck up into the center ice area, taken by Sapora there. Goes back into his own zone, and Jason Ramiza now, he's pestering there with Luke Piscano, and just able to clear the zone out of the Raiders. Puck goes all the way down, back and stopped there by Azzi. Taken behind his own net is Josh Frias. Pushes the puck around to the near corner for Kevin Creighton. Creighton trying to clear the zone now. Just uses those boards very nicely. And Jason Ramiza with a good streak and a nice job. Poke checked away there by Rick Rohrback of the Raiders. And the puck cleared all the way around, back to center ice. Pat Joyce takes it over there on the far side. Pushes the puck ahead now. For the Raiders is Doug Sapora. Can't clear the zone. Mike Richards coming in along with Steve Colonna and just couldn't get it to the forehand. And I believe we're going to have an interference call on Doug Sapora for the Raiders. And once again... Okay, that's not going to be Doug Sapora. It's going to be Mike Kelleher on an interference.
Well, you know, Pat Joyce actually had lost control of his stick. One of the Raiders actually took his stick and pushed his Joyce's stick away from him, so he couldn't pick it up. Falmouth was still on the offensive at the time, and were coming in for a shot on goal. So I guess that's one way to prevent the goals from going in, to pull the sticks away.
Just get rid of those sticks at any cost. So that's going to cost for the Raiders, and the face-off comes back to Barry Joyce, and Barry with a one-timer slap shot just goes wide, all the way back down now. Pat Joyce behind his own net with a rush, trying to connect over here with Steve Colonna, and all the way in, he's going in for the puck. Doug Sapora pestering him there, goes behind the net. Colonna's down, puck is free, and pushed over to the far side now. Eric Remiza jamming along the boards, and he's taken out of the play there by Matt Moscuso. Barry Joyce now clears his own zone, connecting up at center ice with Eric Remiza. Eric Remiza now moves the puck into the Barnstable end, dropped for Mike Richards, and Mike wasn't expecting that one. And nice shot. Pat Joyce now at the point with a shot and a nice save by Jared Dwyer. Once again, puck back to the point, and Pat Joyce just moving right in and walking in, and Steve Colonna was working the slot position down low. And that's going to be a slashing against... That's going to be a matching slash call. Looks like Steve Colonna will be going out for Falmouth. And number 2, I believe it is, Nick Murphy for the Raiders, both going out for minor slashes.
Once again, the referees in the third period here are trying to keep control of the game to make sure that no one gets injured, no one gets hurt. They're keeping that message out there loud and clear. Skate, shoot, hit hard, but hit clean, and forget about the slashing. That's how people can get broken fingers and bones and wrists. So they're doing the right thing, and they're just trying to keep it clean.
Okay, face-off now taken by the Raiders, cleared all the way in by Chris Ross. Pat Joyce going for it there, behind his own net. Trying to find a way to skate it out. And he's still carrying the play, and pushes the puck back for brother Barry. Barry now up for Mike Richards, and Richards going deep in the corner. Takes the puck all the way back behind the Barnstable end now. Drops it out for Barry Joyce at the point, and a quick little wrist shot. Goes all the way back into the corner now, trying to clear it, can't do it. Pat Joyce does a nice job keeping it in. Eric Remiza back to Pat Joyce, slap shot deflected off of Chris Ross, taken by Eric Remiza now. Remiza trying to find someone out front, and he's just being left alone. What a job he's doing back there. He uses the boards now to get it back to Pat Joyce, drops it for Barry. And we got a whistle here, Jim, and I'm not really sure what it's for, as play looked like it was going pretty good. I guess it's going to be another penalty.
Well, you know, in 2 instances, Falmouth had set up a beautiful screen shot to the point on the power play, and in both cases, the whistle went off just before the defenseman could unload the slap shot. So 2 potential golden opportunities for Falmouth to score have gone by the boards as a result of penalties.
And it looks as though they're calling Eric Remiza for a cross-check here. And we'll wait for that one to come up on the boards. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I'm going to turn that one around. It's going to be Rick Rohrback, I believe, for the cross-check. And right now, the Raiders are in enough trouble, but facing a 4-on-3. Jimmy Cummings now trying to keep it in. Can't do it. And Kelleher for the Raiders breaks it out. Jimmy Coyne intercepts now. Over to Dan Demelin. Dan up for Brett O'Keefe. And Brett O'Keefe going into the corner deep, battling over there with Adam Chase. And Chris Ross able to clear it all the way length of the ice as he leaves it there for Dan Demelin. Demelin now behind his own net, looking for an out. He's out on the line with Jimmy Cummings, Jimmy Coyne, and Brett O'Keefe. Demelin carrying the play up over on the far side. Pushes the puck forward all the way into the end. Adam Chase going for it there for the Raiders. Jimmy Coyne battling down there. And the Raiders able to clear it all the way down, length of the ice. And right now the Clippers will be on the power play still. 5-on-4 now. Dan DeMellon carrying the play now, trying to kick it out. And cleared once again into the Falmouth end. Eric Ayers leaves it there for Josh Frias. Frias trying to connect over here with Kevin Creighton. Creighton up for Jimmy Coyne. Jimmy Coyne streaking down the middle and puts a shot up and over the head of Jimmy Dwyer. He picks up on the follow-up now. Adam Chase for the Raiders. Battling in the corner back there with Jimmy. Mike Richards at the point now. Just able to poke check it in. And Jason Romiza takes the puck for the Clippers. Back behind the net. Once again, he has it. And over for Creighton. Creighton now with the puck. Both teams are at full strength, and I'm not really sure what the Raiders are doing, as they're not attacking here. They're just kind of sitting back. I believe they thought they were still short-handed and just trying to clear the zone, and that's going to be an icing call and going to bring the face-off back into the Barnstable end.
Well, the Red Raiders hearing the footsteps, with Falmouth finishing their checks the way they are and being aggressive in the offensive zone, they tend to keeping their heads up, watching the incoming check, and as a result, they're giving up the puck. And Falmouth isn't giving up on the puck. They're going in, they're digging it out, and trying to get a centering pass across for a clean shot.
So with just under 10 minutes left to go in the game, Kevin Creighton is out centering along with Josh Perry, Jason Romiza, Josh Frias, and Matt Plant on defense. And quick screen shot by Josh Frias. Nice save by Dwyer. Battling over on the far side is Josh Perry. Trying to peel the puck away from Mike Moscuso over there. Jason Romiza now with the puck. Throws it back in. Josh Perry coming out nicely. And a slap shot that went right out the back of Jason Romiza. Josh Frias able to kick it back in. Goes into the corner on the far side. Kevin Creighton just dishes it out for Josh Perry. And that one's sitting on the back of the net. And that's going to get a whistle. And I believe it's going to get a penalty, too, as the refs really clamping down here in the third period. I'm not really sure who's going, but I believe it's going to be number 11, Rick Rohrback.
16, first slash, 11 red, first slash.
It's going to be a matching slashing call, Jim.
Yeah, once again, all the penalties so far this period have been slashing nature, and those are the ones that are dangerous. So the referee's doing the right thing. Take them off the ice, let them sit down for a minute and a half, cool off, and come back on. It is nice to see that number 17, Brett LaFrance for Barnstable, is back out there playing. So whatever injury he suffered toward the end of the second period, apparently he's shaken off, and he's back in the game.
All right, so with the matching penalties now, it will be a 4-on-4 situation. Out for Falmouth, Ryan DiTascio and Andy Dratch in the defensive positions. Eric Romiza and Mike Richards are the up men for the Clippers. Dratch now pushes it forward into the defensive zone. And the Raiders just clearing the zone over there, far side. DiTascio for the Clippers going for it in the corner. Behind his own net now. Ryan looking for an out. Carrying the play out. Pushes the puck over to Dratch here on the near side. And Andy Dratch trying to get it into the Barnstable end. Just cleared in. Mike Richards pokes it in. Just cleared out by the Raiders now. Jamming along the boards now. Clippers into this Clipper zone. Ryan DiTascio with it there. And little hand pass as Ryan was unable to clear the zone. And Nick Murphy came in fast. And more of a hand pass by Nick over to Eric Ayers.
Absolutely, and those are the kind of pucks that can mess up a shutout. When they're just kind of bouncing around, fluttering around, you're trying to keep your eye on it, it falls to the ground, and he just swipes at it. Eric stayed with it, was able to keep it out of the net and keep the shutout intact, at least to this point.
All right, so 42 seconds left in the matching penalties and 8.5 minutes left in the game. Jimmy Coyne for Falmouth, clearing the puck all the way the length of the ice. And that's not going to be an icing. Being pested over there. Along the boards now. Raiders able to clear it out. Center ice. And nice job being done out there by the Raiders' Luke Piscano. Just intercepted now by Pat Kirby. Pushes it back for Barry Joyce. Kirby able to clear the zone now. Back to the center ice area. Taken by Adam Chase of the Raiders. Over here to the near side. Chris Ross with the puck. And just kind of gets bumped over there by Pat Joyce. Pat Kirby picks up the loose puck now, going behind his own net. Drops it for Barry Joyce. Joyce with the puck, looking for a man way out. And still looking, holding the puck behind his own net now. Coming dangerously out from the front. And just can't connect with Jimmy Coyne. Puck rolling back into the corner. Brett O'Keefe for Falmouth. Nice centering pass. Nobody there, though. Barry Joyce able to keep it in along the boards, far side. Once again, battling in the corner over there is Adam Chase and Jimmy Coyne. Brett O'Keefe comes out with it, and a wraparound, just can't get it. Pat Kirby now takes the puck, jamming in the boards over there. Brett O'Keefe in to help out. Puck coming up now, taken out by Kelleher, and a vicious hit by Pat Kirby. And I'm telling you, I'm sorry, that's Pat Joyce, and I'll tell you, I can feel the thunder from up here, Jim, when Pat Joyce puts a hit on an opposing player.
I tell you, Pat Joyce is not afraid to put his head down and just take the opposing player out of the off the ice. Probably some of the more powerful checks that I've seen at this level of hockey. He's not afraid to step in. And actually, that's one of the reasons why Falmouth probably gets so many chances in the offensive zone and keeps the puck in the offensive zone, is that they do step up and take their player out.
Well, I'll tell you, they're a hard-working team along the boards, and the thing that I really like about Pat Joyce and his defensive play and the way he hits is he hits cleanly. He's just a hard, tough kid, and gets those good hits in there. And a shot right on Dwyer from Kelowna, right out the face-off. Kelowna now battling in the corner down there, along with Chip King. Puck coming out, Chip King now trying to connect up on the far side, can't do it. And Erica Miser over there. That's going to be an offside call as Erica Miser and Nick Murphy bumping along the boards over on the far side.
Well, yeah, once again, Chris Graham has not returned to action, and after he was taken off the ice during the second period, we'll try to get an update on what's happened to Chris. That's a big loss for the Red Raiders.
Okay, face-off goes back to Dan DeMellon, and Jim Cummins now with the puck near side, carrying the play out, center ice area. Throws the puck all the way in and around. Erica Miser going in for Falmouth. Battling over there with Chip King. And King able to clear the zone. DeMellon now trying to kick it back in. Can't do it. Erica Miser comes free with it. Steve Kelowna, center ice area. And Mike Richards coming in. He's got the puck. And a quick wrist shot goes right out the back skate of Steve Kelowna. Raiders trying to clear the zone. Can't do it. Cummings pushes the puck back in all the way around. Erica Miser for the Clippers now, trying to connect with Mike Richards, and Steve Kelowna has the puck, moving nicely around a couple of players. And once again, that's going to be a man in the crease as Mike Richards snuck himself right in there and into the back pocket of Dwyer.
Well, that's right. I think he got pushed in there by the Barnstable players, but he was in there and therefore couldn't receive the pass that was coming across. If he had been just outside of that goal crease circle, he probably would have had an opportunity for a great shot on goal.
Face-off coming outside now, the Raider zone. Chris Charbonneau there. Josh Frias sends the puck in deep now behind the net. Adam Chase there for the Raiders. Chris Charbonneau into Pestner, can't do it. Raiders on a nice connect. And pass intercepted now by Josh Frias. Frias now coming across center ice area, battling along the boards there. Raiders looking for an out. Adam Chase now coming across center ice, trying to connect out there with Mickey Huss. Puck pushed in along, in behind the net now. Josh Frias up to Chris Charbonneau. Charbonneau in the boards, working it out to Paul LaRusso. And back to Charbonneau. Charbonneau with a break now, coming across, and a nice move, and he's going in alone! Oh! Just high and wide, and to the glove side of Dwyer. Matt Plant now able to keep it in along the boards. Coming out for the Raiders is Whitney Trumbull, and he's taken down Josh Frias now. Pushes the puck back out to Andy Savins. Savins trying to clear the zone. He is in control of the puck now. Pushes it forward to Chris Charbonneau. Intercepted by the Raiders and kicked back out to center ice. Matt Plant pushes it back in, and the Clippers will be changing up as the puck is deep in the Raider zone. Adam Chase now for the Raiders. Breaking the puck out. Josh Frias picks it up, goes in behind his own net. We got 4.5 minutes left to go in the game. Frias connecting on the far side with Remiza. Remiza trying to get past Chase and battling along the boards. Josh Perry works his way in. He's got the puck behind the Raider net. Once again out to Jason Remiza, and Remiza pushes it back in. Josh Perry battling with Adam Chase once again. Picked up now by Chris Ross. Ross moving it around here to the near side and just able to clear the zone. Josh Frias picks it up along the center ice area, connects with Creighton. Creighton drops it for Perry. Perry didn't see it. Breaking out now for the Raiders is Chip King, doing a nice job, but he's not going to get through 3 Clippers there. As he was trying to do it all alone, and you just can't do it against this Clipper team, Jim.
How true it is. Actually, I think this is the earliest I've done this, but I think it's time to light the cigar. Turn out the lights, the party's over.
Yeah, I believe that is the earliest that you've done that one this year, with 3.5 minutes left in the game, and the Clippers up to this point 5-0, and heavy hitting going along the boards there. They're letting that one go as Kelleher was right in the face of Josh Perry underneath us, and heavy hit over there, bumping going along the boards. Puck taken now by the Doug Sapora. Sapora trying to clear, and just kept in along the boards by Remiza. Kevin Creighton with the puck now. Josh Perry, and a slap shot about 25 feet away and save. Ryan DeTascio with the puck, and we're going to have a call here. I believe it's going to be a trip against the Raiders.
Jared Dwyer does play his angles quite well. When Josh Perry went in for the slap shot, he really had nothing to shoot at. Dwyer came out to the top of the crease and really took away any net that Josh Perry had to look at. But on another note, Chris Carbonneau, up from the JVs, I guess we really now have to call him more of a varsity player, made an absolutely beautiful goal scorer's move when he shot the puck, just missing the top right corner.
And I'm mistaken. That's going to be a Falmouth penalty against Kevin Creighton. So the Clippers are the ones that will be down in shorthanded for the next minute and a half. Eric Remiza now battling over on the far side. Mike Richards pushes the puck in behind the Raider net, taken there by Adam Chase. Chase is out there with Sapora on the power play for the Raiders. Eric Remiza now doing a great job, and right now Eric Remiza and Mike Richards just pinning that puck in, and Pat Joyce, nice job as he was able to stop that one just outside the blue line and just totally destroy Rick Rohrback out there. And that face-off for some reason is going to be coming back into the Falmouth end and to the right of netminder Eric Ayers. 2.5 minutes left to go in the contest. Clippers ahead 5-0 to this point. 56 seconds left to the penalty.
So far, the Clippers have 34 shots on goal, with the Red Raiders having only 8. Once again, another great effort by the Falmouth team.
And a lot of heavy action out in front of Ayers, but nothing really going on him. One went right over his head there. And back quick, Mike Richards off the boards, and a slap shot that's saved. And Dwyer's going to cover up on that one, as right there in the doorstep was number 2, Eric Remiza.
Plus, Mike Richards was getting mugged over in the right circle over there. He implored the referee to call a penalty, but the referee said no. But he lost his glove. He was really being tussled around there. He was looking for an interference call.
And I'll tell you, Mike Richards, too, he's a referee, Jim. He does a little refereeing out here for the youth hockey kids and does a real nice job. He did a game matter of fact, that we covered a couple days ago, and he does a real nice job with the stripes on, too.
So he should know when somebody's roughing him up.
Yeah, he's got an idea. Okay, just under 2 minutes left to go in the game, and once again, Clippers up 5-0, 30 seconds left to go in the penalty to Kevin Creighton. And with that offsides, face-off coming outside the Falmouth zone.
You know, it almost seems like Falmouth can play even up 5-on-4, killing off a penalty with any team in this league. They're just so strong, such great skating ability.
Okay, Dan DeMellon for the Clippers, trying to clear the zone. Kick back in now. Josh Frias takes it there. Moving up the play along the boards, far side. Battling over there now. Raiders kick it in. Dan DeMellon once again for the Clippers. And he's able to clear it length of the ice. And that should just about clear. And the power play for the Raiders. Raiders trying to break it out of their own zone now. Battling underneath here. And for the Raiders coming out. Trying to break it into the zone. Can't do it. Adam Chase now. Over to the far side. Whitney Trumbull. Trying to connect underneath there for Mickey House. Can't do it. And the Clippers able to kick it back in now. Just about a minute left here to go in the game. Puck loosely going behind the net. Jim Dwyer. Jimmy Coyne picks it up there. And a backhander by O'Keefe. A lot of action. A nice save. And puck going deflected and up into the crowd. And almost off of Mike Dennis's head over there. That would have been a good trophy for him.
Actually, Pat Kirby did a good job here of walking away from one of the Barnstable players who was trying to draw him into a penalty away from the action. He's a smart player. You don't need to take penalties toward the end of a game.
All right, we have 56 seconds left in the game. Clippers up 5-0. Both teams are at full strength. Chris Charbonneau once again centering for the Clippers. In behind the net for Jason Remiza. Battling back there. Josh Perry moves in. In there with Adam Chase and Adam Proto. Proto now moves it up here, and Pat Joyce, what a job, as he couldn't get the handle on it, and he was being pestered by Brett LaFrance, just able to take LaFrance down and then move the puck back in, and did a beautiful job keeping it in the zone. 30 seconds left in the game now. Josh Perry and Chris Charbonneau battling, centering pass just intercepted now by Adam Chase. Chase throwing it up here to Adam Proto, and Pat Joyce doing a nice job getting in the face. Barry Joyce now with a heavy hit. And a little bit of talking going on back and forth. Got about 20 seconds left, and that's going to just about do it.
Well, Chris, Vic, we almost got Sylvanier up here with that puck coming up this way, but this looks like it's going to be the 12th win in a row for Falmouth, who will now be 13-3 in OCL play, or actually in overall play, and a shutout once again for Eric Ayers.
And I'm not really sure, Jim, how many shutouts that is, but I'd almost say that's about 4 or 5 shutouts for Ayresy this year. I know he shut Barnstable out. That's going to be, we just informed, 6 shutouts for Eric Ayres this year, and a great job done. Puck now, Barry Joyce, and nice save by Dwyer, and Raiders able to clear the zone, and that's going to do it. Final score with a shutout, Falmouth Clippers 5 and the Raiders 0.
I tell you, there's an exuberant Falmouth team. You know, it looks like they just won the Stanley Cup championship. I mean, these boys are sky high. They're playing well. They're playing as a team, and boy, I'll tell you, it's not going to be easy to beat this Clipper team. They're playing with a lot of emotion, a lot of intelligence. They're well coached, and this is a tough team. I think they're going to go a long way this year.
Yeah, I believe you're right there, Jim. They came out a little flat in the beginning of the season, but since that time, they've really picked up the pace. They've done a heck of a job here and come out with their 12th straight win against the arch rival Barnstable Red Raiders. So the final score here today from the Falmouth Ice Arena is the Falmouth Clippers 5 and the Red Raiders of Barnstable 0. So for Jim Hermanson, Bob Corey, Jim Foley, I'm Vic Kester, bringing you another edition of Falmouth Clipper Hockey. And stay tuned, as we'll be right here for the rest of the season and right into the playoffs. And we'll see you then.